I recorded part of this and then realized that my mic wasn't fully plugged in. The amount of times that I do that is really embarrassing, honestly. You'd think I would learn my lesson by now. Okay. Hello, all of you wayward spirits. My name is Liz Ashley, and I am so obsessed with supernatural that I decided to do some research Winchester style on anything and everything mentioned in the show. And though the show has sadly ended, this podcast is going to keep the family together. So, what do you say? Do you want to join me on the hunt? Hello and welcome to episode 35 of Wayward Spirit Pod. And today we are going to dive deeper into the lore on the Book of Enoch and Watcher Angels. So if you haven't listened to last week's episode, you should definitely go back and listen to it because I talk with Michael from the podcast about everything. And we just had the best conversation and I learned so much about the Book of Enoch. But today we're going to go and we're going to talk about it a little bit more. And we are going to watch the supernatural episode that actually mentions it a little bit. It doesn't mention it outright, but it's like similar. Okay. So today we are going to watch the episode Lily Sunder Has Some Regrets, and it is in season 12. It is episode 10, and it is written by Steve Yoki and directed by Thomas J. Wright. Let's get into the episode.
I'm almost finished.
The first time I recorded, I was like, why would an angel come to Earth just to play? Like, it looks like a ripoff of like Donkey Kong.
Too old for video games. I'm sorry, have we met? Have we?
Oh no! Uh-oh! She's got 2 angel blades. Talk about coming prepared. She has 2 angel blades. Like, what?
That's right. Call your friend.
No! That guy, every single time I see that guy. So I know that he plays Isham in this episode, but every single time I see that guy, I think of the Valhalla episode. And every time I rewatch Supernatural and that episode comes up, you know, where they're at like the truck stop and like the little girl and all that kind of stuff. So I always forget every time the Valhalla, I think I'm saying it right. If I'm not, you can roast me or put it in the comments, whatever. Anyway, let me know if I got it right. I know that's not the name of the episode, but I think the monster was Valhalla. Anyway. So every time I watch that episode, I think it's this one. And I'm always like, wait, that's like way farther ahead. Like, why am I doing that? I don't know why I do that, but I'm always like, man, I think it's that episode because of him. They don't make him look that different in each episode. It's so weird. Oh no.
Another angel, an old friend, he called out for help.
We'll come with you.
Aww.
Both of you?
Both of you? I mean, their whole dynamic in this whole entire episode just it makes me laugh so hard because it's so funny. I mean, it is. It's like a little relationship quarrel. It really, really is. Like the way they talk to each other, all of Cass's sass. It's just great. It's great.
Guys, you don't want this silent treatment thing. It's silly. It's not going to work.
I mean, come on. They're giving each other this silent treatment. I mean, it's just so like, okay, so I haven't rewatched the older, like the like I want to say older seasons, but I mean like, you know, like seasons like 10 through 15. Like I haven't really watched those as much lately. And so rewatching some of these seasons, you know, that are like later in the seasons. I don't know how to say it because it could be taken both ways. But anyway, I like rewatching this after knowing what happens is so funny now. It's so funny because you can just see it. You can like feel you can just feel it, like the way they're fighting with each other. It's great. Okay.
Oh, he speaks.
Cass's sass in this episode, I think, is like my favorite thing ever. It's literally, it's amazing. It makes me smile. I love it so much.
Isham said to come alone. He doesn't like humans. If I plan to do anything else stupid, I'll let you know.
That's one of my favorite Cass lines. If I plan to do anything else stupid, I'll let you know. And the way he said he doesn't like humans. Like he doesn't like humans. Like, okay. Oh, well, I don't like Isham. So I do love this part though. It's quite amazing.
I like the old you better.
They can go F themselves. Okay.
Are you here to insult me or talk about Benjamin?
Right, dude. Like, shut up. You're going to talk.
And you're gonna storm in right now.
I love that so much. And Sam is so cute in this episode. Like, I love that outfit. I think a lot of my favorite pictures of Sam are in that outfit. He just looks so cute. Okay, that's my Jared sipping for today.
Dean.
I mean the way he said Dean. I mean, come on. Dean. Okay.
These are my friends. My friends who don't listen very well.
I also like that line. These are my friends. And I think it's really funny that if you've seen that meme where they're like, team, like this pretty much like summarizes like team free will. Like, they're all they all decided to squish together in like one little like thing instead of trying to sit somewhere else. And like, Cass is looking at them like, oh my goodness. Sam looks a little clueless. And then Dean is just like proud of himself. And I feel like that is like, it is. It's like the epitome of like them. Like this is just this whole like scene and them sitting together like this is just them. And it's perfect and I love it. And it's just wonderful. Okay.
Check outside to see if there are others.
Okay, girl. The lady angel is going to die. Mirabelle. Bye-bye.
Mirabelle, right?
Yep. Bye. Yep. You know what? I don't feel bad because she was being real mean to Cass. So you know what? I don't feel bad. Goodbye, Mirabelle.
When I knew Castiel, he was a soldier. He was a warrior. No, it's not.
Sam.
I'm sorry. That reminds me of the blooper. So there's like on the blooper reel, there is a blooper where he's like, Jared just keeps going. He's like, no, Cass is amazing. And and he's our friend. It's just so funny because like I'm half expecting him to do that, and then Misha Cass like is like, Sam, it's fine. But it's just really funny.
I'll go get Mirabelle.
You go get Mirabelle. Okay. Have fun going and getting Mirabelle. Uh-oh, he's going back there to find Mirabelle, but she's gone. Yup. Get him. I do not like Isham. He is horrible. See, Cass remembers her.
I don't want to hurt any human. Just let me finish what I started.
Then Not gonna happen, Patches.
She's like blinding them with this light, and I love this next part. This part's so funny because she like blinds them with the light, and then Dean's reaction is just the funniest thing in the world. Like Dean just like waves his gun everywhere, and then like can't see afterwards. So he's like holding on to Sam, and it's both the cutest thing and the funniest thing ever. Like it's just wonderful.
You know her?
Mm.
You don't know them an explanation.
Hang
on now.
Excuse me. Yeah, hang on. Yes. First of all, he's their friends and they're helping him. So yeah, they should kind of know what's going on. Here we go. So this is the part that's kind of reminiscent of the book of Enoch. So I'm very excited. Okay. 1901. That's what they went back to. This memory is in 1901.
Castiel.
And this is when Castiel was a girl. His vessel was a girl.
We're here because one of our fellow angels has taken a human wife. They also have a small daughter.
Ooh. So an angel took a human wife and they had a daughter, which is a
Nephilim.
Ha.
You sure? Nephilim are forbidden by the oldest laws and have entire worlds die.
Like the book of Enoch. Okay.
You were sent here to observe humanity, to watch and to learn.
Watch and learn. Kind of like the Watcher Angels. The Watcher Angels. Yes. Okay.
Filthy animal.
Humans aren't animals.
Well, okay. Technically, scientifically, we are animals. And one little rant here, okay? How about we stop using animals as like a bad term, like a term that has like a bad connotation, yeah, you know what I mean. We as a species, well, we kind of love animals, you know, and so I don't understand why we always use that as like a bad connotation, like, oh, they're like, you know, animals. It's like, no, what? I mean, technically, yeah, we are. And like most animals are actually like very nice and like are not going to hurt you. So I don't understand why we continue to use animals as like a bad thing. Like that's like a bad thing to call someone. Like, can we not? Can we not? Okay, thank you. That's just like my little rant for the day. Okay. Oh no. I mean, I give him props. Like he tried to fight them, but there's like what, like 6 of them, I think. Like, come on, dude. You're one person. Yeah.
You have broken our most sacred oath, and the penalty is
Oh, death. Oh no, he went in. Yeah, yep. Isham killed the daughter. Yep.
Now she wants revenge.
Of course she wants revenge.
She made some kind of demonic pact. Keeps her young, keeps her strong, keeps her immune from our powers. Here to talk. That's it. We come in peace.
We come in peace.
Cass is our family, so we can't let you hurt him.
Damn right. I love that line. See, Cass is our family. So yeah. Yes, I love it so much.
We don't want to kill you.
I don't want to kill you.
Okay, good. Come on.
Okay, cool. Glad we got that established.
When I first saw him, it was like looking into the face of the divine. I thought he was perfect.
That's like literally every angel in this whole entire series. I thought they were amazing, and then they turned out to be evil. Like, except for Cass. Like, Cass is the only one who like went from like not very good to like wonderful, you know? Not that like I didn't like him in the beginning. I mean, he wasn't as like helpful at first, you know, and then he actually became like Team Free Will. And so I just think that's so funny because that's like literally everybody's experience except for Cass.
But he is a monster.
I shared all of our secrets with you. Taught you all of our ways for your precious studies. I loved you.
You didn't love me.
Ugh.
You were obsessed with me.
I feel some type of way when she says that. Because I feel some type of way when she says that, because as like a fangirl, I would say I'm a little obsessive, okay? That doesn't mean that I don't love the actors. Like, come on. I do truly love all of them. I do. So, like, I get what she's saying, and like it's a practical thing to say. But like that just makes me feel some type of way. I'm like, man, I feel like you like really called me out right there.
I needed
Uh-oh.
to protect me from you.
No wonder she's getting revenge. Like, no wonder. No wonder.
I had my daughter long before I ever laid eyes on an angel.
Whew, and this is why I hate Isham, and we all hate Isham. Yes, yes, we do. Oh, he's so annoying. And that's why it really bugs me when he was saying all that stuff about Cass, because I was like, dude, you are not one to talk. Okay, Cass is a hero. He is still a warrior. He is amazing. And you know what? No, Isham, you're the monster. You're the bad one. So yes, I hate Isham. Okay.
Isham said you made some kind of pact. You're using dark magic.
Of course he did.
I used their magic to fight, to hear them, to stay alive.
Enochian magic.
Enochian, like the book of Enoch. Okay, I'm done.
When your brother confronts Isham, the angel will kill him.
Ooh, no. And here Dina is going to talk to Isham. Oh, great. Here we go. Woo.
Isham is fully recovered. Yeah. Okay. Maybe we shouldn't have done that just yet.
I love that part. I don't know. It's just so funny.
Isham, I think he's playing you.
Mm-hmm.
So what's new?
He's so creepy. He's so creepy. Isham is so creepy. He just gives off those creeper vibes. He really does. It's like, ah.
Why would she lie?
Right.
She's human. It's kind of what they do.
Okay. I mean, the angels have lied many times throughout this series. So no.
Now tell me, the girl, was she human?
Oh, you're not gonna like the answer.
Oh.
Look at you. You're just sad.
No. I hate this. He is not sad. He is not pathetic. Stop it.
Isham! No.
Hello, my love.
Haha. Sam and Lily to the rescue. Uh-huh.
Hey, you just keep her out of this. Yeah, I changed my mind.
Yeah, I changed my mind.
Good call.
Yes, it was. They should never split up. Like, I don't know why they ever split up. Every time they split up, it doesn't work out. Like, every single time they split up, one of them has to come save the other. So I just don't even know why they split up anymore. Why did they ever do that? I don't know. Take that, Isham. Yes. Cass got him. Ah, Cass got Isham. Take that for a week or whatever else he was calling them. Yeah, take that. Take that. Yeah, you really think Cass is weak now? Yeah.
So if you leave here and you find that you can't forgive me, I'll be waiting.
Oh, Cass. Oh my gosh. Cass is so selfless. He's so selfless. Like he keeps sacrificing himself for everybody else, and it's just, that's not weak. If that is strong. That is damn strong. I love Cass.
What Isham said. You're not weak, Cass. You know that, right?
Exactly. Thank you. You're not weak, Cass. We love you, Cass. I love you. Oh my gosh. Well, that is where we're going to end the episode. I love that episode so much. And it's much funnier than I remember. But yeah. Well, all right. Now let's talk about the lore on the Book of Enoch and Watcher Angels. All right, let's talk about some lore. So, we are going to talk about the Book of Enoch a little bit more. So, we talked about it last episode, but we're going to talk about it a little bit more and how this episode kind of references the Book of Enoch. So, the Book of Enoch, like we said before, it was a part of the Bible, and it was basically like attributed to Noah's great-grandfather. And it was forbidden from the Bible because it revealed mystic secrets about the mysteries of creation. And some of those mysteries were the angels who fell to earth and did what Isham did. The one I hate. Only the ones in the book of Enoch, they created Nephilims, which is basically the story of how the Book of Enoch basically goes into the story about how the Nephilims like kind of made the apocalypse happen. And that's why in Supernatural they said they destroy worlds. It's because that's what the Nephilims did in the Book of Enoch. So that was like first when they kind of like were like, it was like a head nod to the Book of Enoch, which I think is really cool because since it is like a forbidden text, I don't think many people know about it. I know I didn't know about it until the last, I did the last episode. So I think it's really cool that Supernatural kind of like referenced that a little bit because I mean, I think it's a fascinating book. It's fascinating. So the Book of Enoch is actually 3 different books, and these books influenced Jewish and Christian ideas about angels, the universe and the afterlife and everything like that. And the first portion of the book is called the Book of Watchers, which are the Watcher Angels, which is why in Supernatural, when Isham told, I don't remember that other angel's name, but the other angel that they killed, when he told him, is like, you were supposed to come down here and like watch, like you were supposed to watch them, not interact. But that's like basically what this, like the Book of Watchers is, like the Watcher Angels. And these Watcher Angels were a group of angels that fell to earth and like were infatuated with humans, which like is so funny because it's like 2 angels were fighting over one human person. And in Supernatural, it's like, I wonder if that happened in the Book of Enoch. Like 2 angels came down to earth and were like, no, I want her. No, I want her. Yeah. So so that's what happened. And so I think it's really funny. So they were basically like the Watcher Angels, like the angels that came down to have relationships with the humans. So both Isham and the other guy were Watcher Angels. And altogether there were 200 Watchers who fell to earth to be with humans. And like we said last episode, they taught humans how to like make weapons, how to like astrology and all these different secrets, kind of like Isham did with Lily. He's like, he even said that, he said, I told you all of our secrets. And so that's essentially what the Watcher Angels were doing back then during like the Book of Enoch times. Like that's what they were doing. They were coming down to earth, falling in love with them, telling them all their secrets. And I just think I just really appreciate that Supernatural had so many nods to the Book of Enoch, because it's not it's not a part of the typical Bible lore. And so I love that they did that. Like I just think it's so cool. They really did their research. I'm telling you, like they really did their research on lore. They really did. And I love that so much. I think that's one of the biggest reasons I love Supernatural so much, because most of the lore that they have is like accurate and it's just so cool. Okay. And so they gave birth to a new species called Nephilims. And actually, like, the definition back then used to be the heroes that were of old, warriors of renown. But in the book of Enoch, they are far, 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 far from heroes. And which I think is really funny, because I consider Jack a hero. So, you know, Jack, I think, would be one of like the hero Nephilims. But back then, and like what they thought Jack was going to be, they thought Jack was going to be like this monster, which is what they were in the book of Enoch. So that's why they were so scared when they were looking for Jack. That's why they were so scared, because in the book of Enoch, they were like literal monsters. And they were like giants, and they were they were like huge giants that were supposed to be 11,250 feet tall, which is over 2 miles. Like, that's how tall. Like, you can't even like fathom how tall that they would be. But yeah, they were like these huge giants. And these, like, how these human ladies had birth to them, I don't know. Like, did they grow into giants? Like, Jack came out as a full-grown human being, so like I can just imagine like what happened there. I want to know. That's interesting. But yeah, and like we said in the last episode, they became these giants, and they just started eating up everything, and they literally, like, they ate all the crops, they ate all the animals, they ate all the humans. And that's why, like, Noah's Ark and everything like that happened, because it needed to be like refreshed, because the Nephilims just like kind of ruined everything. So now you can see why they were initially so scared of Jack, not only because he was Satan's son, but because of the Nephilim lore and history. So there you go. So the Book of Watchers and the Book of Enoch makes up about like 36 chapters of it. And okay, so Watcher is like a translation of the Aramaic word or phrase, which is the awake ones. And it originates from the fact that angels do not sleep, which, again, supernatural got, of course they did. And so yeah, so like angels are called the Watchers because they do not sleep. Isn't that so cool? That's why they're called the Watcher angels. Yeah, okay, you got it. It's just so cool, right? It's so cool. Okay. Okay, so this is actually like from the Book of Enoch, I believe, and this is one of the passages, and this is what it says. And it was when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born to them, sons of God saw the daughters of men that they were fair, and they took wives from whomever they chose. I'm assuming they're talking about, like, you know, like as the humans multiplied on earth, they took whoever they choose. Okay, anyway. The Nephilim were on the earth in those days, and also after that, when the Watcher angels came to the daughters of men, and they bore children of them. These were the mighty men that were of old, the men of renown. Right, so like so that's basically what that's what I was saying earlier. That's what it meant. So basically, it's talking about how they made the Nephilim and how the Nephilim came about, and how like humans weren't supposed to live forever, and the Nephilims like were like part human, part angel, which is like why it was so weird, because the humans weren't supposed to live forever, but the angels were. And now there's like this new species of like Nephilim, and they don't really know what to do, because it's, you know, and so that's basically what that is. But basically the Book of Watchers is just basically about, you know, the sins that angels had. And I think it's funny that we generally think of angels as like these, like they don't sin, and they're just these like perfect, like in the show, like she was saying she thought he was perfect, but then he was a monster. And so I think it's funny, because that's basically like what the Book of Watchers is you know, these angels are supposed to be these like perfect, like sinless creatures, and then basically they sinned, and like they were very, like, you know, they did their own thing, which I don't think doing your own thing should constitute sinning. So just putting that out there, I'm just, you know, the Bible anyway. I just want to make that clear. I think it's pretty cool that they did their own thing, but I don't necessarily think that's a sin that they came down to earth and did their own thing. But you know, it did create the Nephilim or whatever, so yeah. But but anyway, I just think I like how Supernatural portrays that, because I think our modern day interpretation of angels is that they're perfect, and is that they're these, like, you know, these things to live up to or be, or, you know, that are just these perfect things that help us out all the time. But like, actually in the Bible, or like in the book of Enoch, I mean, they got rid of the book of Enoch, but in the book of Enoch, it shows that they're not perfect, and they're actually, you know, that they sin too. And I think that's cool, because I think that's what Supernatural did. They made the angels flawed, and we don't consider angels flawed in this day and age. I really don't think we do. And so I think that I really like the way Supernatural took on the Bible, because they make all of these so-called perfect, you know, these people we think as perfect, very flawed. And I love that. Okay, and so this is another passage, and this is kind of similar to when in Supernatural they were saying, like, it's the greatest sin to have a Nephilim. That's their greatest sin. So that's where it says. So it says, and the angels, the sons of heaven, saw them and desired them. And they said to one another, come, let us choose for ourselves wives from the children of men, and let us beget for ourselves children. And Samihaza, who was their leader, said to them, I fear that you may not wish this deed to be done, and that I alone will pay for this great sin. So it was a great sin. And they all answered him and said, let us all swear an oath and bind one another with curses, and not to alter this plan, but to carry out this plan effectively. And they, the human women, became pregnant and bore large giants, and their height was 3,000 cubits. These devoured all of the toil of men until men were unable to sustain them. And the giants turned against them in order to devour men, and they began to sin against birds, against animals, and against reptiles, and against fish, and they devoured one another's flesh and drank the blood from it. Then the earth complained about the lawless ones. So basically that's why it was the greatest sin. Like, it was the greatest sin to bore whatever a Nephilim because of this. And I think it's funny that they made a pact, and they were like, yeah, we're gonna go down there and we're gonna create some children. Like, that's just so weird to me. They're like, oh, they look nice. Like, what? It's just so weird. And now you see why they took it out of the Bible. Though I mean, I get why they took it out of the Bible, but also I don't like that they took it out of the Bible, because I don't know. I mean, I think, yeah, I don't know. I don't appreciate that they took it out of the Bible, but I get why they did it. I just don't appreciate it. I wish they would have kept it, because I think it's the most interesting part. But that's probably why they took it out, because they were probably like, oh, this is crazy. It is what it is. Okay, anyway. Okay, so there's actually different versions of this story, and in one of the versions, it's, you know, the flood comes and Noah's Ark comes and everything like that, and because they're trying to like wash away and restart and everything like that, and that's why Noah had to take 2 of everything, which I think is so funny, because they don't tell you why he has to do that, do they? I don't know. I've never really read the Bible, which is kind of funny. Like, I've read it for this podcast, but I had like Bible classes that I went to at school, and I never read the Bible in those classes, but now I like have to do it all the time, like online for the podcast, which is what I think is really funny. But anyway, I digress. I don't really know, like I never really knew why Noah's Ark happened, and I don't know what they teach people. I'm not really sure, but I think it's funny that the whole book of Enoch is like redacted, and yet they still talk about Noah's Ark, and they're like, yeah, he had to take 2 of everything because God told him to. And it's like, but why? They never really tell you why, or they don't tell you the truth on why, which is, I think, is really funny. But another version of this story is that, you know, the giants get killed and their spirits, like, because they weren't, like, because they were part like angel and part human, they weren't like fully human, they couldn't really be killed, which I think is what they were worried about with Jack in the beginning. I don't know if I'm right on that, but I think they did worry about it because, like, Jack couldn't really be killed, and so I know that they were worried about that. I mean, I know eventually he kind of does. Sorry, I don't want to give anything away, but but like, you know, in this they weren't really able to be killed, and so it said that their like spirits are left here and are like wreaking havoc, and so that's another that's another version of it. So here's actually the passage. So it says, "And now the giants who were born from spirits and flesh will be called evil spirits upon the earth, and on the earth will be their dwelling. And evil spirits came out of their flesh, because from above they were created. From the holy watchers was their origin and first foundation. Evil spirits they will be on the earth, and spirits of the evil ones they will be called. And the dwelling of the spirits of heaven is in heaven, but the dwelling of the spirits of earth who were born on this earth and on earth." Sorry, these are not the easiest thing to read. "And the spirits of giants which do wrong and are corrupt and attack the fight and break on earth and cause sorrow, and they eat no food and do not thirst and are not observed. And these spirits will rise against the sons of men and against the women, because they came from them." Okay. I hate that, like, can I just say one thing about the Bible? It doesn't matter when or what it was, what book it was. They're always demeaning women, like, quite consistently. I'm not here for it. Okay. Like, everything always seems to be the woman's fault in the Bible, and I just don't, you know, like Eve, and then like this, they're like, oh, but they bore them, and it's like, okay, but your angels decided to come take a pack, and like it was their decision. Like, what? Like, we can also talk about if the humans really had a choice in the matter. Like, let's talk about that. Did they? I don't know. They don't really talk about that, do they? They don't really tell you that, do they? Anyway. I'm just saying, like, I just, you know, okay. All right, well, that was super fun to talk about, and you guys, I guess you all know my take on the Bible now. But that was super fun to look into. I just love the book of Enoch. I really do. I think it's wonderful, and I think it's funny that it doesn't get taught, because a lot of the stories that do get taught derive from something that happened in the book of Enoch, and yet they redacted it. So I think that's a little funny. But that was so fun to look into. It was just, I had a blast. That was great. And if you still have not seen or listened or whatever to the last episode, go check it out, because it really, really, really was a fun time. You can find it on my YouTube channel if you're there right now, or you can find it on Spotify or anywhere you listen to podcasts, Wayward Spirit Pod. And yeah, so thank you so much to all of my fellow Wayward Spirits for joining me on this journey today. And if you want to go on another hunt with me, make sure to subscribe to wherever you listen to podcasts, or follow us on Instagram. It's at Wayward Spirit Media. I changed the Instagram name, so just it's at Wayward Spirit Media. So that is the new Instagram name. Go follow. And yeah, so you don't miss the next episode, because the next episode we are going to dive deeper into Metatron, and I am very excited, because I know this is a very unpopular opinion, but I like Metatron. I think he's funny. And so I'm excited to watch an episode with him tomorrow. I'm excited to watch an episode with him next week for next week's episode. Why did I say tomorrow? I don't know. Anyway, if you are already wanting more Wayward Spirit Pod, make sure to go to our Patreon. There is an exclusive Patreon podcast where I just talk about the lore, about stuff that they don't really talk about in Supernatural. I've talked about fairies. I've talked about Bigfoot. I've talked about Pandora's Box. That was a really fun one. So go check it out. You can be a Patreon for $1 a month. And if you want to help me out and help me keep making all of these fun videos, then please check out the Patreon and subscribe to that. That would be great. And all right, well, that is all. I will see you all next week, and don't forget to stay spooky. Bye.